Hi, everybody. Welcome to The New Normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka the fascist. We'll be right back right after this. Grab a drink, give us a like, share this. And we've got my buddy Johnny is back in the house. Johnny is home, and we have missed him, so I had him join us on Happy Hour. I hope you guys will join us too. Share this video, and let's hear what Clint Westwood has to say today. Got somebody else here. Let's see. Who is this?
America's not the government, people. The America is you. It is the Grand fucking Canyon, the Rocky Mountains, the deserts of the Southwest, the Pacific fucking Ocean, the Atlantic fucking Ocean. It is the grandest continent. And what the fuck have you people done? You have turned yourself into sheep, every goddamn one of you.
Hi guys, happy Friday.
Hey, happy
Cheers.
Friday, happy hour.
Glad to have you home, Johnny.
Happy to be here.
How was your trip?
It was good.
Or
It was
you're just busy. Was
it
it
was
like
a nice-
business?
No, I was at the beach for about a week. It was nice.
Oh, nice. So
Nice.
family stuff before you get back to school and the grind and all that.
Yeah,
That's
just nice
good.
little week at the beach, relaxed. I definitely drank a lot, I'll tell you that.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're keeping up your liquid content.
Oh
Staying
yeah.
hydrated.
Oh yeah, I was
Hydrated.
hydrated there every day.
That's good. That's good. Westwood's getting all situated there.
There we go. I'm ready. I'm back.
There you
Can
go.
hear
He's
me?
set up. He's set up.
Son
He's
of
ready.
a biscuit. This is like
Like-
I got Solana headphones. That's my problem.
It's
I
not
didn't get a
very
set of Litecoin
reliable.
headphones. No, they're not
You
reliable. They
need some
shut down.
Litecoin
I got to
headphones.
reset them all the time. I need some Litecoin headphones.
Oh,
they never
man.
stop working.
Litecoin's flying today or taking off.
It-
I'd like to say, is it 60 plus, 63?
It's busting. It's moving against that Bitcoin ratio, isn't it, Johnny? We're starting to see
Yeah,
the
yeah.
breakout. I think.
It definitely is. So that's what we keep our eye on, because they could always manipulate the fiat price. Everything in the legacy financial system is manipulated. The king of all manipulation is the dollar. Look at what the Federal Reserve does: increase the money supply, decrease the money supply. The dollar.
Threaten us with it, brag about it. Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah, those reports out of where are they? They're in Montana or wherever. Where are they this week?
oh, Jackson Hole that they were at last.
Jackson Hole.
That was last
Yeah.
week. They were in Jackson.
Yeah.
A-hole. Yeah.
And they are just like, rubbing it on our face, threatening us with what they're going to do with the money. And, it's going to be painful and you guys are going to suffer for it. And, yeah, just get ready. What are you going to do about it?
We got to keep waking people up, get their assets in their own possession, whatever it may be. We all think that Litecoin is going to be the best means of exchange. I actually I brought a prop for the show. So here a 10-ounce bar of silver,
nice.
right?
All right.
I love silver, right? Silver is really cool, really good store of value, right?
Mhm.
But we need something digital to transact with in this world that we're in. That's why Litecoin is this silver 2.0, this digital silver. But this is, when everything goes down, Litecoin's gonna be a lot easier to transact with. Silver's going to be immensely valuable, but it's not going to be easy to purchase something with over the counter. Where Litecoin, because of the digital nature of it, it's what people are used to, you know. So it's I like a combination of different things. I feel like to come into this financial war that we're in. I guess we can call it that, right?
Yeah. Did you see the movie? I think it's called Looper. It's got
We're
Bruce Willis in
definitely
it.
more.
You ever see that movie Looper? It's like he had to go back. I don't want to spoil the plot, but anyway, they get paid in bars of silver. It's in the future. They're like bounty hunters,
Okay.
and that's like the store of value. But they don't spend it; they lock it up, and I mean, they just hang on to it because it's so rare and so valuable. So bounty hunters, you know, they're getting paid in silver, you know, because it's solid. But everything else, all the other money, it's digital. I mean, everything they do and transact on a daily basis, everything's digital. But there is still that, you know, that remnant, you know, of it's always going to hold some sort of value. And I always remember that in the movie because, you know, he opens up the floor and he puts his payment, his next silver bar in there. And that's what he hoards. That's what he, you know, because that's like the ultimate store of money, even in the future.
Silver is a great escape valve or another lifeboat out of the system. We know it's going to have value in any type of new system, right? You look at all the electronics it's used in.
Yep.
Tesla needs it. Apple needs it. All these big companies need silver. Bix was just talking about this yesterday or the day before. He's saying we think Elon Musk isn't. He better have his plan for physical silver.
You better have some right
they're
now.
out of business, right? Or he better have some or have his plan for how he's getting a hoard of it. But I think a lot of times the silver people, the gold people, they get too into, well, that's all they need. Like you're going to go with they're going to go with their quarters from 1964 and transact with them. No one knows what that means at a counter. So
right.
You know, you might be able to convert your silver into Litecoin, and then you can go transact with your Litecoin in the future. That's more what I would see happening, or whatever currency you're transacting in. I think Litecoin's going to be a damn good option.
Yeah, it's all
Johnny,
digital now anyway, right? I mean, look at the Fed now coming out saying that they're going to have that implemented by July of next year. They're going to have instantaneous transactions. They moved up the timeline. So they're going all in on digital. I mean, everything's digital anyway. You can't get a Social Security check by check anymore, can you? You got to have it direct deposited or put on a debit card.
Yeah, it's put on a debit card
already there.
Then into the
everything's
into
digital.
your account.
Kids don't like paying with cash. They like paying with a digital. So you can't fight the trend of society. That's why I always said digital's coming. We need the right tool for this digital takeover when it happens.
You need sound money for the digital age, and that's Litecoin.
Yep. I actually did a tweet today. Someone asked me about a payment device. Let me find it, and I retweeted it. And they said, when pay with Litecoin here? And I said, you can pay with Litecoin right now in these types of systems, but you have to treat it like a currency. Digital cash, in other words. Just add a new tender type and name it Litecoin. Treat Litecoin like a payment network, and you need to get the banks and everyone else involved. So what I mean by that, if you just look at Litecoin as a currency you want to accept and keep, you don't need to get anybody involved. Just notate in your system that you took in a Litecoin payment and take it into a private wallet. A lot of people they can't wrap their minds around this. They're like, well, wait a minute. I'm like, what do you do with cash? You mark it in your system, or they don't half the time if they took in cash. But if they do, they mark it in their system that they took in cash, and they have to physically count the cash. So I'm like, you have to treat it in that manner. I'm like, if you want these systems to do everything for you, then you have to get the banks and everyone else involved. And that's just how it is.
Yeah, they got their system in place that works for them. And yeah, it's like you said, it is. It's digital cash. Just look at it the same way. Digital cash.
Yeah.
Same way.
Same. Can you guys hear me?
We hear you.
My fan and all this. I posted this on for my Telegram group or for my Patreon group. Oh, there we go. Maybe you guys can still see it. A congressman is, Bix has been talking about that 50 million or billion dollar purchase that Andy Scheckman's friend did for that Silver Eagle program. And the Treasury, wasn't able to come up with it, and then they're slow playing them on paying it out. And so this article really calls it out, and the congressman is demanding answers from the U.S. Mint about the Silver Eagle program. So apparently, like all these other mints all over the world are not having problems with their silver delivery and being able to put out their, their form of their Silver
Right.
Eagles or whatever that would be. But the U.S. Mint is unable to deliver, and that was in Cliff High's data, failure to deliver. So I think we're like right there.
Now all we need is a tyrant to come out, on national TV and give a speech, like some dark lord, signaling and talking about, a segment of society that is evil and we need to go after him. When we see that, then we know we're in trouble.
I feel
So
like
I delivered the check today to Warriors for Freedom. So they're veterans. And it was really interesting having a conversation with them after the tyrant's message last night, because I was not aware of this, but in the military, well, I guess I was kind of aware of it. Like, I know, like, if they can't wear their uniform in a bar, and they can't wear their uniform to a political event, they can't, when they are in active duty, they can't run for office, all these kind of things. It can't have anything to do with politics. And so it is so ingrained in them, and they are so trained to obey, because it means your life. If somebody screams at you, duck, you don't get to go, that hurt my feelings, I don't like the way you delivered it. You'll get your head blown off. You just duck, you obey, you learn to obey, you learn that keeps you safe, you learn to follow protocol, and that's how you progress and you're successful, and that's how you protect others, and just the whole mindset of the military. And so part of the irony is that they have almost been able to, the bad guys have almost been able to trap us through the goodness and honorable ways of our own military. But she said it's to the point where even us who have been taught that we're not allowed to say anything, or we're not allowed to have a political opinion, that this is enough. This is not the government or the America that we served, or that we, that my friends died for, or that I went and
It's not what you signed on for. It's not what you were taught in school. It's not what you believe internally. And don't you think that this part of the movie is waking people up? Because you cannot tell me that this isn't to incite people and to elicit emotion. That whole thing last night, that's all that was for. And
yeah,
I mean, it obviously, it makes people look at it and say, whoa, that looks like, a speech from V for Vendetta, or for, one of these movies. That's what it really looked like the speech from a movie in the darkness. Yeah. And I mean, you can't deny that.
Yeah, the lighting of these things are really hokey.
Red. Yeah. Unless you're in CNN, then it's future.
I don't even watch the stuff just because I feel like it's fake.
Yeah, you're beyond it. It doesn't
matter. Beyond it, exactly.
It doesn't matter anymore. That's what I mean. It's just to wake the people up that aren't awake.
I really.
It's like it doesn't matter. I got sound money. I got Mimble Wimble. I'm out.
So,
honestly,
guys,
I was saying this the other day. I was kind of at a new outlook on life. I'm just like, I know it's coming. I don't know when it's coming. I'm just going to enjoy myself. I try to enjoy every day. You try to alert people to what's going on, but in the end, are you prepared? Are you ready for this financial war? Do you have some assets in your own possession? Are you ready for, and that's what it comes down to, I guess.
You got some food. Can you protect your family? Do you know who your neighbors are? you
Right.
know, those kind of things. I think that's going to be
Yeah.
important.
You got your money sitting in the bank. Probably not a good idea, especially on a holiday weekend, right? Might want to take some
Yeah.
cash out and just use that for the minimal amount that you need. Why use the banks for anything other than that? Just to transfer money. As a money launderer, that's all you need the banks for at this point, right?
I think as the
Yeah.
if banks see here's what I'm worried about. Like they always do something to distract us and like take our eye away from what's really going on. I feel like it's like we're in the ocean, right? We see the land, we're like, aha, there it is, right? And then it's like, whoa, the current comes, and then it's like it took us way over here. I feel like can we even say it now? The thing with the mask, probably not.
The
It's
pandemic.
The great infection.
Yeah. I feel like that again. The financial system had kind of failed September 2019, the whole repo market thing. And it was like something big's going to happen. Something big's going to happen. All of a sudden, something big's going to happen. They pulled that. And it's like we were on the ocean. It's like, hey, there it is right there. There's the land. That's where we're going. It's like, nope, the current took us farther away from it. And it's like, wait a second. Now we see it again. And it's like,
send in the sharks.
I'm just like, what else are they going to throw at us? I feel like they could pull anything. And I think I've told a lot of people my prophecy or what I think they're going to try to pull on us is with some type of something that blows up, but in a nuclear version. You guys know what I mean? But they're all going to be behind it. They're going to hit a spot in the U.S. that's desolate and where it doesn't invoke an immediate response, maybe like Alaska or something like that, where there's nobody died. They'll come out and say nobody died, right? And then, but they'll be like, everyone has to get back in their homes again. And then I feel like,
Johnny, will it be in downtown New York where the buildings are, quote, filled with undocumented illegal aliens that you really couldn't prove if they were there or not? And so it could look like a great tragedy without people really dying and get a lot of people really upset.
I don't think it would be in New York because that would need a response. That would need a response back. So I think they would do this to us to get us back in a lockdown scenario. This is what I can prophesize is happening. And then they try to do this is what I want to wake people up to. If this happens, it's fake.
Right. Any false flag at this point is fake.
Yeah, this
completely
is
fake.
This would be really fake. And it would be in an effort for them to take control again, like maybe like some type of like new ID that we all need.
To ID everybody. Digital ID.
Yeah. Yes.
Wait,
CBDCs. We need to track the money. So, illicit money using Litecoin and Bitcoin. Whatever.
Wait. I have an idea. So you guys know that they're putting these monitors on everybody's house, and you have to opt out. So if you opt in, you smart meters.
Yeah.
Smart meters. That's such a smart idea.
If they say it's a smart meter, it's dumb.
So you get it. It's a dumb meter. You're dumb if you fall for that crap.
Right.
So you get a bonus if you let them put a smart meter on your house, and then whatever. So we opted out, and now we're being punished by $15 a month for opting out.
And it probably started out at $5, didn't it?
I don't know, but they are
more.
giving bonuses to people for putting this smart meter on their home. Well, there's already a story out in Colorado where they're shutting people's electricity off. Well, they could say, "Oh, we had the geomagnetic storm, and everyone's home." Their electricity magically goes off because it was probably all
just in red counties
by the smart meter, right? I mean,
no, that's it. It's total control.
I haven't seen that by me yet, but I feel like in Jersey, it's so hard.
They're probably
to do
already on there. They just didn't tell you about it.
They might have, but I feel like it's so hard for them to do anything because the towns are so small and you need permits and this and every like so with some stuff it's last to come here because it's so hard for them to do anything. Like I guess in some respects it's good, but in a lot of respects it's bad. It's bad as far as if you own a business because then it's like you need this license and that license and this and that and this inspector. It's like, oh my god, oh my god.
A lot of grease going around, moving a lot of grease. And
But then on the other end, there's a lot of people that own properties and like there may not be up to code. Then it wouldn't work with the smart meters. Then they fight it because of that, and like it's because stuff's really old. I feel like in the Northeast, you know what I mean. So much stuff's like grandfathered in and like all this crap. But
so that's how they could get around that.
Yes.
But see, they hit you from every angle. It's not only the smart meters, it's the food, it's the medicine, it's the money, it's the supply chain, it's all these things. See, they're constantly just doing this. And it's this slow bleed that they're trying to do. Yeah, it is. It's just this squeeze, and just get all the blood out of them. And
the food, I mean, is poisoning us. I think in 20 or 30 years, everyone will have to be gluten-free like I am because they're going to be so allergic to the wheat and the flour and all that.
No, because that's why they're burning it down right
modified.
now. That's why we're having the shortages right now. They're clearing out the bad food.
And I've heard that theory, the White Hat operation of taking out all the bad stuff.
Yeah.
At least it's down the rabbit hole.
About this theory.
Well, this is a hopeful theory. I would hope this is true.
Yeah. I'm the queen of hopium. I got the hopeful theory. But I got
a guy sitting over here that grew his garden this year, and he grew all kinds of good food right from the earth, right at the source, So I mean, he sees the necessity of.
But if you asked most Americans to do that, they would revolt. They would lose their mind. They're all spoiled brats, addicted to sugar. Sugar is more addictive than.
Well, sugar causes cancer. It feeds cancer.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They'll take the cancer. Sugar is more addictive than tobacco. Than what else was I seeing?
Yeah.
They were like doing tests with rats, giving them like heroin or sugar, and they were like choosing the sugar. Like it was insane. So Americans are so addicted to this GMO bad food for us, and that's where I was talking about my oldest son who. I was a new parent. I didn't want my little boy to be mad at me. I need to take away his binky. And I was like, oh God, how do we get rid of the binky? So
don't give it to him.
I cut his binkies. Oh, you're the worst. You don't get to talk about any of this. I cut the binkies and I laid them, and then I would lay them on the ground and he'd wake up. Your daughter, you're her binky. And so
the big binky.
She has you wrapped around her finger. Yes. No, but
anyway, they never had binkies though. Damn it.
He would wake up in the morning and he'd go to suck his binky and he couldn't get that satisfaction. And so he's like, it's broken. Right. He'd bring it to me and he was so sad that it was broken. I'm like, oh, that's so sad.
Darn it. There's a binky shortage.
He's like, what should we do with it? I'm like, let's throw it away. It's a binky shortage. I'm so sad, bud. And I'm with you in it, bud. Oh, because Americans are little spoiled brats.
They're sucking at the teat of government. You got to take the teat away.
Oh no, he's back.
Sugar is though.
Yeah.
You're spot on with sugar. I have a theory that they're one of the things they were trying to kill us with is orange juice, because orange
obesity.
Juice.
More people die.
Yeah, if you start out your day, a typical breakfast like I would eat in like my 20s or whatever, was I'd have a 16-ounce orange juice. That's 52 grams of sugar right there, right when you wake up. And then I'd eat like what's called like a Taylor ham, egg and cheese, like on like a hard roll or on like a bagel. That's a ton of more carbs right there, right? So right off the bat, you're getting so much carbs right when you wake up. And orange juice is always marketed as this If you're sick, drink orange juice. No, if you're sick, if you have the flu or something or a virus and you're giving it sugar like that, it's
That's
like you're pouring
feeding it.
gasoline on a fire.
Yep.
You wanna starve the
Sugar
virus. You don't want to give it any
causes
sugar.
Let the body kill it.
inflammation, which causes cancer. Yeah.
That's what it is. Sugar equals
Yeah.
inflammation. That's what it comes down to. Most of the body's problems are inflammation.
If I ever when I do feel sick, I go in the sun like a crazy person, and I don't let myself eat any sugar at all. I eat greens, water, coffee, like meats, and I just try to detoxify my body, just no sugar, nothing sugary at all, and then it doesn't feed it. So it's like the sickness, the virus, it doesn't have any life, and it just dies out in you.
The virus is like a vampire. You just got to go out into the light of the sun, and it will kill it. I mean, that's really what happens. Your body produces vitamin D.
Tom's right. Get your sugar naturally from fruit.
And eat the whole
That's the way
thing
to
with
do
the skin.
it.
The fiber.
And you can see if you drink any food that's packaged will have the sugars in it, but it'll show you the added sugars. So you could be eating a 100% organic fruit bar, and it has sugar in it, but it's not added sugar. It's not high fructose corn syrup or whatever.
Right.
Which is
That's
garbage.
fine. It's a natural sugar from the fruit, but you got to be careful too. Like craisins and stuff. Look at craisins. The number one ingredient is sugar.
Yep.
They think craisins, that's a fruit snack that should be healthy. It's loaded. I used to eat tons of craisins. I stopped eating them because I'm like,
Have you eaten a raw cranberry though, Johnny?
I love my fruit. I don't eat a lot of raw
They're not
cranberry.
very good. They need
I
sugar.
mostly eat for fruit. I love I don't eat as much fruit as I used to, but I love blueberries, raspberries, cherries, oranges, kiwis, fruits. I like my bananas and stuff.
Bananas are pretty good for you, though, aren't they? I mean, it does have some sugar in it, but I mean, I think it's leveled out to where the body processes it better.
What's that?
Bananas are pretty good for you, though, aren't they?
Yeah, bananas are good for you.
Yeah.
So I watched a thing that said that potatoes were not even an edible thing a few hundred years ago, and they are actually really bad for us. They're a starch that turns into
High in starch.
sugar in our body.
I would agree with that. I don't eat much potatoes. Now I could eat them.
Corn is kind of the same way.
Yeah.
Corn's not corn. There's no nutritional value in corn. There really isn't. I mean, it's just not. It's not digestible. It's not really something good for you. And then you got genetically modified corn, and then you got the government subsidizing it all and putting it in everything, telling farmers, "Hey, grow corn, grow corn, grow corn." That's all they do. Corn on corn. Just dump nitrogen on the field. It's a big petri dish, and that's what they put in absolutely everything instead of growing crops that actually are nutritious. No. We want it volume. We want as much as we can put in there. This corn that stands out here in these farmers' fields, I mean, it doesn't rain. It doesn't matter. It's still green. They're still going to have big ears. It's absolutely down to a science. We're being scientifically exterminated, and that's really what it is with the food. Look at everything. Corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup. And the high fructose corn syrup, processing of it, is bad for the body. It's just not good, and it's in everything.
Did you see the recent recall on the chicken nugget things from Purdue this week?
No.
Okay, so my friend Amanda from World Blockchain Roundtable, she got a letter from Purdue, and her family, I guess, they don't have Sam's where she lives. They have something else like it or owned by it. Maybe it's just a different name or something. And she has double twins, or no, she has quadruplets, not double twins, and 4 boys. And they eat a lot. And so she was telling me about this chicken, whatever. And then they were tested and they have Americus poisoning, which is, and I think I'm saying that right, it's like AMRICUS, but it's a form of almost nuclear, radiation poisoning. And the only thing they eat different from their parents, that their parents do not have the poisoning, is these chicken nuggets. And then she gets this letter from Purdue, and there was a national recall on this Purdue frozen chicken, which I shared on.
Oh,
We
Twitter
lost
and-
Lisa.
lost you, Lisa.
Your audio's going. Your signal's kind of going in and out, Lisa. Let's talk about Litecoin.
What's,
See if I can switch Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's like bang, bang, bang. It's like dial-up internet. That's what it sounds like.
Sorry,
Bang,
I
bang.
was on. Sorry, I was on 2.4, thinking like I was far enough away from the house that I should be on that one, so I switched to 5G. But anyway, so my friend, her quadruplet boys eat a lot. The only thing they eat different that the parents don't eat is these chicken strips or chicken nugget things. The boys were tested and had this poisoning that's like some kind of like radiation poisoning, I guess. Americus, I think is what she was calling it. And then she gets a letter from Purdue because she buys this chicken from, it's like Sam's, but I guess it's not Sam's. She used another name. But there's been this huge frozen chicken recall this week. So, I mean, our food is a huge issue. And like I said, if you tried to tell, this to me is another sign that the good guys are in control, but they know that the sheeple would revolt, because if you take their binky away, they're gonna lose their shit, and they won't go along with it. They would rather have their binky and go to hell than grow their own food. You know what I mean? I really believe that. I think they'd be like, yeah, okay, I'll get cancer. Cool with me. I'll have it
I
genetically.
only live so long
modify my
anyway. You gotta
children.
die sometime.
Well, if it is legitimately genetically modifying us, it could be moving us. If you think about your DNA being an antenna
Sure.
connecting us with
Frequencies.
God, source, universe.
Connecting you with
And
Satan.
if they are genetically not modifying, then they could be moving us generationally away from an opportunity to even choose God, universe, whatever.
So
And
someday
I'm
you're
only
gonna wake
one-
up in
I'm
a
not even
pod
full
like
drink
Keanu
in.
Reeves in Matrix.
Yeah, it's all possible. Hi, Mr. Yufeng. I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you.
I mean, if
Cool
you've ever
thing.
eaten well, if you eat well, I mean, you know the difference. Johnny, you know how it is. Right now, I don't eat that well. You know, I'm overweight. I'm not in the best shape of my life. But, you know, when I eat well, I'm more connected. I'm more aware. Smells come back that I can't smell now. And it's just, when people say you are what you eat, so true. It really is. I mean, what you put
That can be
in-
an unfortunate thing too, though. Like there's certain, I cannot have onions now at all, and I think it's because the high water content. I think I can smell what's wrong with the water. Or maybe I could eat organic. I mean, we try to buy all organic stuff, but I think there's something wrong with our water. Hi, Miss Team Crypto.
wouldn't have anything to do with the
wait,
stuff
I'm
in the
trying to say
sky
hi.
that falls on the plants, would it? That they,
Yeah, I
come
think
out of
it
planes.
does.
No, I'm
Like
serious. I
anything
mean,
that's
there's,
high water
It could.
content right now, I cannot. It tastes
I
so
mean,
bad
it's going to
to me.
get to the point where, you got to have greenhouses to grow stuff, and you got to water out of the ground that's filtered through the dirt. I mean, you think about it. Think of snow. Kids always want to go out and eat snow, and I tell my daughter, I'm like, you probably
Always
don't
yellow.
want to eat that because, the stuff that goes up into the atmosphere, what they're putting there, it comes down, and it's unfiltered. You're eating that stuff.
It's not your grandfather's snow.
It is not your grandfather's snow. Absolutely not.
Not your
You gotta be
grandfather's
careful.
snow.
But
They
think about
Filter
what
the
they
snow.
had us like making ice cream out of snow. You just
It was
think about
fine
that.
50 years ago, 100 years ago, but now I wouldn't do it.
I ate, like, when I was a kid, though, I was like that guy that I was like a garbage disposal. People used to say Johnny Moore's got like a tapeworm or something. Like the kid eats everything. and he doesn't gain a pound. I was like the skinniest kid, and you know, like
I don't have that
so
problem.
much Italian food. So again, it was so much carbs, pasta,
Yeah.
lasagna, all this stuff, right?
But it was made
Right
with
now,
love.
I can't eat any of it. Why? What changed? What changed?
Yeah.
I wasn't allergic to nothing when I was a kid. I remember like hearing about people like they're allergic to this, they're allergic to
Yeah.
that. I'm like,
Yeah.
these wimps. This is so wimpy. And I was like that guy. Like I was like, and now it's like I can't even drink a lot anymore. Even last week, I drank a lot when I was on vacation, right? Not that I drank a ton, but I drank every day. Probably had a good, 4 or 5 drinks a day, but only stuff I could handle. No beer,
Fine.
everything gluten free. And I drink high end stuff. So you're like these organic gluten free like seltzers I buy with organic alcohol or vodka, right? Even that bothered me a lot. Where my
Really?
psoriasis, my skin, it was just like. I
Oh,
don't
Johnny.
know.
Okay, so I've got to send you the New Eden stuff. There was a one of the research studies is on it helped this person with their skin. It helped with the psoriasis, all this. Because so what it does, it's not that it helps with that. It's that our nutrition is so bad that our body morphs into these other problems.
Yeah.
And so if we can get our nutritional needs met, our body knows how to heal itself. Every night when you sleep, like that's why you're not supposed to wake up puppies and stuff. I've been puppy sitting the grand dogs. You're not supposed to wake them up because that's when their brain development happens, when they're sleeping. So our bodies heal, our stem cells create and move around our body and create and heal while we're sleeping. Well, the problem is when our nutrition is deficient, our body's busy filling that empty hole instead of healing those new things or building those new things with the stem cells.
At night is key for even like when all your growth hormone is released and all that, and that's why it's good. Even there's even a lot I think of like the natural sleep cycle. Like if you sleep more like when it's dark out and stuff, like your body, like with the moon and stuff. I feel like your body's naturally supposed to sleep more in a certain time. I've been sleeping better because I've been drinking, I guess, less coffee than I used to. But I used to drink coffee all day long, and I was trying to drink more water. Coffee is really good for you, but if you drink it all day long, you are wired. And I was
You disrupt that circadian rhythm.
I was down to 1 cup a day in the morning, and then I was like, I had no motivation for anything like during the day, like work related or like this. I was like, I could like, and then so I went back to my afternoon coffee so I could get stuff done.
What about the whole Manny brings up a good point, the melatonin thing. Like, I feel so much better in the summer. Like, I feel like I can get more done. I know we have more hours in the daylight, but like my mood is better. I feel like melatonin is part of that. I don't know.
Do you take melatonin like at night, Lisa?
I don't, but I wonder if I should. It's in Uncle Cliff's Pure Sleep. He has magnesium.
Okay.
No, it doesn't have melatonin because he says melatonin gives you a hangover. He said it makes you sleepy the next day, but his has magnesium. Is what his main ingredient. I don't know what the other ingredients are. I've got to go back and read it. But I was like, okay, if we're sleeping better, if we're getting good nutrition, and then because we're all under this stress right now. They can tell us we're not in a recession.
And stress will use it up. It'll use up that energy more.
They can change the definition of a recession, of a fascist, of a whatever, but we still have the effects on us.
They're going to change the definition of stressed and tell us you all aren't stressed.
You're not stressed.
You're not
is what
stressed.
you want.
You're just MAGA brainwashed.
Yeah. Yeah. Love my
But that's really what it is. If you think about it, I've done fasts before. Johnny, you've probably done some fasts before. And then, you read about it in the Bible, you read about it in history of people doing fasts. And you reconnect with nature when you do that. And you realize, wait a minute, my body really doesn't need that much. And I go back to the Litecoin Summit in 2019. Bix and Amy Weir, they always do like cleanses. And so they do like a 21-day cleanse. And, they'll kind of wean themselves off of solid foods and just eat nutritional stuff. Anyway, they did a 9-day cleanse then. And I've done a 21-day cleanse before to where I've eaten no solid foods, liquids. And I mean, I got to the point to where I didn't want to eat anymore. And I didn't need to eat that much because your body doesn't need that much. If you're getting the right minerals and you're getting the right nutrition, your body doesn't need that much food. The reason why people overeat now is because they go to McDonald's, they go to these restaurants, they eat garbage food.
And they get the sugar, and the sugar's so high. Once you get sugar during the day, that's it. You're going to eat sugar the rest of the day because you're
just like, I got to keep going. I'm like a crack addict to cocaine. I need more to keep going.
I've never done the extended fast or cleanses, but I do like the intermittent fasting where I eat a lot at night. I eat a lot at night, and I'm just a night guy, and I just like, hey, I don't really. But so what I do is I don't eat anything in the morning, right? And I'll even go into the early afternoon and not eat, and I work out, doing my coffee. I even use a little of my cannabis, right? So my idea behind that is that makes people hungry. My metabolism's moving, and I'm avoiding and delaying eating. And that's worked for me really well. I like doing that. And part of the reason I started doing it was because I felt like I was so addicted to food. And I said, well, the bad guys are what we're going into. I need to be ready to fight them. So I got to be ready to survive on minimal food. It was more of the idea of that now, hey, I can, and you actually feel very alert not eating. Not at first because you're addicted to the sugar. But as you
give it a few days.
And the idea behind it is like in the wild. Do you want a hungry lion or a fed lion that's hunting you down? I want the lion that's fed. He's sleepy. He's tired. He's lethargic.
He's like, I don't need to eat.
A hungry lion is sharp. He's ready to get your ass. You know what I mean? So it's well, I like working out on no food. And I used to always be like, I have to eat before I work out. And I'm like, now I let my body go on what the natural fuel it has from the day before. And it's like I feel sharp, and it's like I feel like it gets. I'm getting a lot better results from doing it on an empty stomach.
You should feel Johnny's abs. Johnny knows what he's talking about.
I know. You can feel my ab. You can rub Buddha's belly for good luck. At this point, that's where I'm at. But no, you're 100% right. I've done it. I've gone to both extremes to where I eat too much, and then I'm like, okay, time for a reset.
My husband said that, Johnny. He said.
You cut out on the
Charlie
sleeve.
said that when you were in Oklahoma, you were like, oh, sorry. Charlie said that when you were in Oklahoma, you were like, check out my abs. And he was like, Johnny's ripped up.
Feel this.
If I was drinking, I might have been flexing for everybody. Like that definitely could be something that I could do. If I'm drinking.
Well, he said it was impressive. So, yeah.
So I think I was a little leaner then. I've partied a lot since then and drank a lot, so I have a couple more pounds since then. But I'm still feeling in my fighting weight.
In your fighting weight. Well, that's what when I was asking you about my COVID chub and then trying to figure out what to do, and you were like, hey, do the fasting, the intermittent fasting, and so then I started doing the intermittent fasting, and that really helped me. Get rid of my COVID chub. So, everybody can kind of figure out what's good for them.
The intermittent fasting, from what I've seen, is the number one way to, it's not even a diet. It's just the number one lifestyle change to make because there's a guy, his name's Dr. Jason Fung. He's an expert in intermittent fasting and all this. And he says everyone tries to diet and cut calories. He said that's the wrong way to do it. He said your calories are kind of like your budget. If you cut the amount of money that you have each month, your body just gets used to living on this less calories that it has, and it's not really burning anything more. So he said that I got to go back and watch his stuff, but there's a lot of science behind this intermittent fasting, how you're eating the same calories, but your it's actually a lot more effective because your body's burning a lot more because you're not giving it that food during that off time.
Which isn't that the opposite of what they tell us to do? Like they're telling us don't eat like a snake, don't have a big chunk of food and then rest.
I've never ate a snake before, but no, I know what you mean. I know, I'm just messing with you. Oh man, that's actually snakes are actually
that's just too much work to catch the snake. I can't.
They actually though, like the special forces guys,
Crickets, snakes.
They'll like send them to like the desert for training for a couple weeks with no food and no nothing, and they'll kill rattlesnakes and eat them. That's like the best protein they could find.
Yeah, no, thank you.
No, I'm not. Johnny's a tough guy when it comes to killing a rattlesnake. I'm running the other way. I'm paying someone with Litecoin that could kill the rattlesnake for me. I have an extra Litecoin or two for you and cook it up for me so I don't have to cook it and I can just eat the meat.
Hey, nobody needs to know about it. I'll send you a Mimble Wimble Litecoin. It's all good. We're not going to talk about it.
Saying, yeah, remember send it to the privacy layer.
Right.
Which, by the
Nobody
way,
needs to know.
is going to be so important as we go into this world of CBDCs. I think people are underestimating the importance of Mimblewimble and how important this is. And I've always said that in a potential dystopian world of real extreme censorship, the Litecoin or Bitcoin network could be the only way to get a message out, get a payment out, do anything. And by what I mean message, they could tell you that you can't use your iPhone because we don't like you're part of those MAGA people or whatever that jerk off was talking about on the TV, right? And they'll say you can't access your phone tomorrow, right? I'm telling you, this could be the only potential way, and you're gonna need this privacy when we go to things all digital. Right now, it's not as needed. We have cash, and cash works for in person, but cash doesn't work for people that are far away from your internet-based transactions.
And remember when they came and confiscated everyone's silver? And close the gold window, and like this has happened in history before, people. And if they did that once, they've already kind of confiscated your paper money through the Great Inspection by telling you, "Oh, don't touch it." Remember when they were burning piles of it in China and telling people how dirty and dangerous it is, and only digital transactions here, to keep everyone safe, for everyone's safety. It's always for everyone's safety. But the pastor who married Charlie and I, my dear friend, Travis, if you're watching, hello, I love you.
Was that the guy that came to the Litecoin?
Yes.
Is that him? He's cool
Travis,
dude. I like him.
He's also a football coach for OSU. He's
a real guy.
Yeah, a real person. And he and an instructor there for digital engineering or something like that. I'm also.
You just come fix your Wi-Fi.
He's like, okay, I'm ready. I'm in. So he came over the other day. It's because I'm outside. I should go inside. But anyway,
I was like, I should go outside because you guys.
I know.
I got a new hot tub.
Fight of the year. Oh, nice.
I got a new hot tub. I should set up the next show we do. I'll do it live from my hot tub.
You should show us the abs.
Then we can see the abs that Charlie is talking about. He's like, no, Johnny's like, feel my abs. He's like, he's ripped up. But anyway, so Travis comes over. We got him a Trezor. We had him download a wallet on his phone, send him a little Litecoin. I played around even with Cash App to show him like Normie Land. You can buy Bitcoin even on Cash App. Like I was trying to show him all these things. Then I sent him a list of all these resources, like movies to watch to learn vocabulary. I sent him Andreas Antonopoulos' Bitcoin for Beginners. And then we were like, okay, so this is a lot. We're like dumping on you, you know. There's also a video from Swan Bitcoin that has a really cool video about like the dream of Bitcoin. And there's another one that's like, it's all the stuff that I use like when I'm trying to do like teach a class or I have friends over where they're like, hey, I want to know about crypto. So I was just downloading all this. Yeah, extenders don't work, Daddy. We've done all the things, and that's why when
I've got an outdoor
video
antenna at
guys-
Litecoin, Lisa. I'll have to come down and put one in for you so you've got a hotspot outside so you can connect. I know.
that would
I gotta
be
get down to
awesome
Oklahoma
because
City.
all
Let's get a meetup
the only
going.
thing we can do is my husband has like done this back and forth and run the house front to back, and he has my office. It's hardwired directly to my computer. If I take my computer anywhere else, it's like this. So, sorry.
It wasn't, you were bad. It was bad during times, and then times your connection was better. So it was.
Part of it is that my son is here and he's telling me that he's not gaming, but he probably is.
So you're saying you're not gaming, but yeah, you're kind of
But
gaming.
my phone is, yeah. And yeah. And then, yeah.
You didn't lose your connection.
I'm
It's still
probably
there.
sharing
You kinda lost your
Wi-Fi
connection.
between my husband and my son right now. So
And everybody else in Oklahoma.
When do you shut the pool down out there, Lisa?
usually by October 1st.
Gotcha.
So we open it up like the beginning of April and we shut it down like the beginning of October.
That's a good pool season. Usually by me, people don't open their pools till like the middle of May, and they close them usually like Labor Day weekend.
Oh yeah, no, I'd be very sad.
So it's a short pool season for people.
Yeah. No, we love like our outdoor space is like our second living room, and Charlie built a bar this year. So it was really cool. And when Vix and Amy were here for Oklahoma City, they and Paige and Joshie came, and we all got to have like a pool day here, and
Nice.
we've got to do a couple parties out here. So it's a lot of fun. I love being outside. So
Me too. I enjoy my outside. I try not to be inside that much. I do a lot of take a lot of my calls outside and stuff, and in the sun, the natural sunlight. You got to.
I think that's why it's hard for me with my computer not working well, like anywhere except in my office. I can't really, at least for sure. I just can't like wander around my house, and it really just doesn't work. So, like you said.
I hide out in my basement when I do ship podcasts, because if not, my dogs can go nuts at any time when they see anything. I got 3 hounds. They could see a squirrel, a mailman, the FedEx guy, a dog walking by on the trail. If a dog comes by on the trail next to me, they go insane. They go absolutely insane, where they're jumping at the walls, they're tearing at the blinds. Oh,
yeah.
I got to stay in my bunker. Hide from them.
Well, a bunker is a good thing to have.
Stay in your bunker. At least you have a bunker. I think about all those people who don't have a bunker, who don't have somewhere to go. Because I think the shit's going down in the next month at the latest. That's why I'm really not making plans for October at this point.
I may have a Westwood meetup in October because I don't want to go anywhere.
Well, I don't know that I can even get to Westwood
I know.
at this point.
It's crazy.
We got
But
the Litecoin Summit, but
Yep, October 20th and 21st, or 21st
Yeah.
and 22nd.
there could be
I would love
major
to go.
things happening though in September. So I'm kind of like,
I agree.
and I think it'll come out of like, Europe will fall first from what they
Yep.
say, and then
That's always
US
been
US will go down a few weeks after that because
Yep.
especially if like the euro currency fails or something like that. And
When the euro currency fails. Yeah.
yeah, it's not if, it's when, because it's that's in worse shape than the dollar, and especially now with the oil being cut off over there.
Yeah, they have no energy. See, that's the thing with Europe.
Right.
They have no energy. They're dependent upon Russia. And who's the group that, is being attacked right now? It's Russia. And how are they getting their energy in Europe? Well, they're buying it from China or other countries that have bought it from Russia, and then they're just circumventing the sanctions. I mean, ultimately, it comes down to who has the resources. And that's why we always say, keep your money, keep everything you have in your possession, because in this time, we're so used to everything being cheap. Oh, the supply chain works. All the boats are going to come in and fill up the stores, do this, do that. No, we've got to retrain our thinking 100 years ago to where we can produce the things we need, have the things we need in our possession. And even money is an artificial construct. I mean, that dollar bill that you have, it's nothing but a magic trick. It may not work tomorrow. Other countries have gone through it. Argentina goes through it every 5 years to where their currency collapses. South America. And, we've never really in our lifetime experienced that. It's been this slow degradation. We've got to have it in our possession. You've got to have whatever you have in your possession.
It's less than 100-year experiment.
It is. I mean, fiat money.
It's an experiment.
Exactly. 1913. That's when it came along, and they've run the thing till the end. There's only so much time left, and like you said, they've pandemiced it. They've created all these distractions to let's not focus on the money. Everything's going to be fine. We'll give you stimulus. We'll give you that. We'll give inflation reduction, which increases inflation. How do you create money and not increase inflation? Because that's the definition of inflation, creating more money.
Westwood, the other thing is I watched this ITM trading,
Lisa, I just want to say you look marvelous today. You look beautiful today. I mean,
thank you.
Absolutely stunning.
You're very sweet. You know that ITM trading lady?
Yes.
Lizette Zhang?
Yes, Lynette Zhang. Brilliant lady. If you're not following ITM trading, follow ITM trading. She broke down what the new CBDC and who owns it. It is the Fed all over again. It is private entities. She broke down who it is, who the private entities are, how it's going to be run through Fed now. It's all the private entities. I mean, it's 1913 all over again.
Catherine Austin Fitz describes it as a digital concentration camp, the CBDC. So it's I feel like we got to get the word out there that it's not Bitcoin or it's not Litecoin, and it's almost like an old silver quarter versus a new one. They might look similar. You might be able to look at an app. Hey, it's digital. There's a QR code. Isn't that the same thing? A digital currency? No. One has value, one doesn't. One's money by decree.
Hold an old quarter in one hand and a new quarter in the other hand.
Bounce it. Hear the sound. Cha-ching.
One is super light and the other one's heavy. We did that at homeschool on Tuesday, and the kids were shocked.
That's a good lesson. Well, I gotta run, guys. I gotta go to my after happy hour. I gotta do my happy eating.
Okay. Good night, Johnny. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you again.
Love you, Johnny.
Great show, you guys. Great show. I'll see you guys next week, or I'll become more of a regular on the happy hour.
You're welcome anytime.
All right, love it, you guys. Great show. Have a good weekend. Happy Labor Day.
Bye. Yeah, happy Labor Day. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Happy Labor Day.
Bye, guys.
Westwood, what are your Labor Day plans?
Labor Day plans? Trying not to work too hard.
Okay.
See the irony there? Okay, No,
But I'm
tonight
not.
I'm going to. Right. Tonight's senior night at the high school. My daughter's a senior. My wife made
Oh,
up
good. I
all
thought
kinds
that
of
was because you were
ribbons
going.
and.
Didn't make it.
No, I am going. But yeah, I'll have to walk out onto the field and when she's announced and all that stuff. And yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's cool.
Going to that. Um, yeah, it's going to be fun. I want to stress the fact that they are rolling things out right now. They are trying to, the Fed now, y'all need to look into Fed now. They said it was going to come out in 2024, and that was a couple of years ago, and we said, I mean, that's way in the future. They're behind the game. I mean, cryptocurrencies are going to take over by then, but you see how cryptocurrencies are suppressed right now, and they're going to roll this stuff out today, actually. In September, they're starting to test it. And what Fed now is, it allows the banks to do instant transactions, to basically do what the block.
But it's a digital ledger. I don't know if you can hear me or hear him.
Good thing I went in. Chili just peed right by the door. Oh.
Oh my gosh, I can hear somebody on my earpods. I can hear somebody on my earpods talking about.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I heard somebody say, good thing I went in.
So you want to make sure. So you got to.
I can't hear you at all, Westwood. I cannot hear you. Oh, you guys heard him too. Okay. So we could hear whoever that was. We don't know who that was, but we could hear them.
I don't even know what that was.
I don't even know what that was either. But that was weird.
Very bizarre.
Can
you hear me now?
It wasn't two Lisas, but they are my dear friends.
What the heck is going on here? See, in a digital world, you don't know what's real anymore, I guess, right? Very strange.
Verify, don't trust.
I didn't even hear what was going on there.
Verify.
So, living in a digital world, they're going to try and roll out, solutions to all the problems that they've created. And by they, I mean the governments, the people who are running things. And we've got to, realize what money is. It's got to hold our value so that we can do whatever we want with that value. That's why I preach Litecoin. That's why I preach cryptocurrencies that you can hold in your possession. Because if you can't hold it in your possession, you're a slave to somebody else who controls the money. You still hear me, Lisa? Are you laughing?
Yes, I just think it's funny they're giving you shit in the chat. Sorry.
Oh, hang on. I got to look at the chat.
They're like, haha, you need a bigger antenna. Back to the party line. Technical difficulty.
Buckle up, mofos. Someone's pirating Clint's Wi-Fi. I don't even know what happened. I'll have to watch it back and see what happened there. Absolutely bizarre.
Somebody
left. He went over here. I don't know if it was him. Was it a female voice?
It was a female voice, yes. Because they were like, oh, it's two Lisas. I'm like, no, it's probably my friend.
Oh, I must have connected to my wife's car. That's what it was. She was leaving.
I think it was Donna. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. It was my wife.
I was like, no, but they're my good friends.
Absolutely weird. Yeah, that's what happens. Well, see, that's the problem with digital, when you've got, other people have control of it. No, you've got to have things in your own possession. You've got to have things that are real, things that you can control, because everyone wants to take everything that you have. They want to steal your energy. They're vampires. That's what they are. That's why they're rolling out the Fed now. They want to be able to make things not transparent, but they want to make things easily transitioned into this digital world to where they can control it. They're going to make it look like it's easy and seamless. And, we're going to have this new system because the old system's broken. And this is how we fix it. And they'll probably have to use a false flag. They'll use some kind of event to usher us into that. You just got to be ahead of the game and realize that if you don't have it in your possession and control it, you don't own it. It's like everything else. Possession's 9/10 of the law. You got to have it in control. You've got to be
really encouraged, though, because spaces that went away for a little while the chaos was ensuing are coming back. Uncle Cliff started a uh, Telegram group called Videos with Cliff High or something like that. And he posted he's sharing 2 of my videos, and he's sharing like my YouTube video link. So it's not somebody who pirated it and they're trying to make money off of whatever. Like, they're sharing my original videos with Cliff. They also, he also will like make an explanation of like, he what is it called? Timestamps. Hey, here's where we're talking about this issue. Here's where we're talking about that issue. Here's where we're talking about this. He posted a Sarah Westall video yesterday and said, I'm posting this because this explains, this is one of his first videos with Sarah Westall. He posted it because he wanted to explain how the web bots work and all that. Robert Beatles is back.
Good.
He was kicked off of everything and
Mhm.
like kind of went dark for a little while, even lost his general email. I was able to contact him and had another email from him, but he was gone from public eye for a while. He's back on SGT Report last night. If you guys haven't watched that, go watch that. There's a link to Operation Sunlight in the video. If you feel like it is time to do something and get involved, and you're not going to take it anymore, and Dee Snider, I can steal your song if I want to, because I can say you're not the first person to say I'm not going to take it anymore. You might have
We're
been the
not
first person
gonna
to
take
make a
it.
song about it, but you are not the first person to say it, and you're not going to be the last. So, if you guys want to get involved, go to Operation Sunlight. They give you lots of resources where you can get involved and do things, take action. And that's what we can do. So lots of hopium. Have your assets in your own possession, take action in your community, be aware, awake, all those. Protect your family. Make sure you have food and water. Do not sign up for the smart meter. Opt out. Opt out, wake up, all those things, right?
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely. Take control of everything you have. Have it in your possession. If you have it on paper, you're not going to be able to get it. I mean, paper, wealth, everything on a digital screen that they say you have on a statement. Oh, my retirement says that I have this. No, you don't have it unless you have it in your hand and you can do something with it. You've got to be able to do something with it. I carry around 2 coins in my pocket all the time, 1 copper, 1 silver, just to remind me of real things. Not that I need that reminder, because I look around, back here, make some wine, out of these pears, because I want to do real things. Yeah, I'm going to be fermenting some wine.
I made
some
delicious.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was brandied peaches one year. My dad asked me to make. But we could do it with pears, brandied.
Yeah, you can do it with any
pears.
kind of fruit. You can make wine out of
Yeah.
anything. We got some grapes we're going to make some wine out of. I mean, so it's just, learn something new from the land. All wealth comes out of the ground. I mean, that's God's handiwork, nature. That's what it is. Always look to nature and get in touch with it. And I mean, if you got to hug a tree, you got to hug a tree. It is what it is. Those trees, the roots are underground and they reach to the sky. There's something about a tree, tree of life.
Yeah.
But you've got to kind of change your thinking, because everything you've been taught in schools, everything you've been taught for your whole lives has been nothing but a fiction. All of our history has been lost. It's been erased. It's been hidden. And they know it all. When I say they, I mean the capital they. I mean the vampires. They know. And they don't want you rediscovering how powerful you are. They don't want you to rediscover that you're connected to something bigger and that all you got to do is look inside. You got all the information. We were talking about DNA earlier. There's terabytes of information stored on your DNA. You've got all the knowledge already inside. You've just got to look inside and trust yourself, because you know all the answers. Oh yeah, John Podesta appointed to some whatever group. I mean, this is what you're dealing with in the current, leadership, and you've got to look at the evil that's there.
Yeah, no, this is all being so exposed. So stolen war valor. Sarah Kavanaugh knowingly forged military discharge form DD 214, falsely representing herself as a USMC veteran, Purple Heart Bronze Star recipient, to receive over $500,000 in goods and services. Is that
Yeah.
disgusting?
It's just money. Print it up and give it to them. That's what it is. It's all about money laundering. That's all they do.
FBI questioning Brett Favre
Favre, they're questioning him for what?
because he got a bunch of welfare money for speaking at events that he never even spoke at in
Well, that's great.
Mississippi. Oh, there's
The money's
so-
so rampant. It's so out of control. All right, I just
this
want to say one thing.
disgustingness.
All right, you've got money that you can hold in your possession, you can send privately, and nobody knows you have it with Litecoin. And you look at the total value of all the Litecoin that's out there, it's under $4 billion would it be? Look at the money that's been created and just thrown to Ukraine or thrown elsewhere. Or, we're going to do this with it. We're going to do that with it unaccountably. You have the opportunity to get involved in something that I mean, it'd be very easy for them to buy it, but they can't buy it if you hold it and you use it. It's just in the astronomical wealth that can be created from that. Not that I'm in dollar go up, price go up kind of thing. No, it's a tool. Cryptocurrency is a tool that we have been gifted with in this war on money that we can use to opt out of the system. And I've found no better digital money at this point than Litecoin. Running for 11 years, you got privacy, you've got a limited supply, only so much can be created. More silver can be created. You can get silver, go to the bottom of the ocean. Go.
Westwood, I forgot a point
I got a joke for you. Go ahead, though.
that when my friend him the Litecoin to him in the transaction, that's what I was trying to say when Johnny was on earlier. I was showing him how you can send a message in Litecoin and talking to him about like we're in this high censorship, society, whatever. And I said, there could be a point where it's not about Litecoin or Bitcoin being used as money. It may be that we need it to send messages for freedom of speech.
Just a message, because the Litecoin network would confirm that message. It's computers that we all run and run code on that will actually send that message. And so you're utilizing the infrastructure of the internet to send messages rather than email, rather than all the other stuff that they're spying on and they can troll all the time. You're using code that runs on the infrastructure of the internet. That's all it is. I mean, it's just code, and you're going to be able to send messages like that.
Which is speech.
You can now. Yeah, what code is just speech. Exactly, Lisa. It's just words on paper, just like the Constitution. We give it life or we don't give it life. And it's up to us to make sure that we have life, moving forward, and we give energy to those things that have value, that nourish humanity and nourish the human spirit. If we don't do that, then we give ourselves over to the vampires. We just say, oh yeah, fix everything. Yeah, give your speeches, and single people out and create enemies that aren't there. So, I mean, now is the time, September, October, where they like to pull false flags, where they like to blow up things.
There's an announcement that they're going to be testing the emergency alert system on September 12th and 13th in 42 states. And our buddy Ruben shared this with me. So, it's just a test.
Just a test, just like they were running tests on 9/11, just drills, nothing to see here.
Tests over Taiwan.
Yeah, it's just don't worry about it. No, get yourself in a position where you aren't enslaved by people. And we all feel enslaved. We just have to get to that point and try to disconnect as much as we can to where we're not under their thumbs, to where we don't feel like we're obligated. And, if it means taking another job, if it means, there's jobs out there everywhere. I look around and I mean, like, holy cow, $20 an hour everywhere. Nobody's working. I don't know where they've gone, where these people have gone. But I mean, there are ways to make money. And then what you do with that energy, that money that they want to choose to give you, and that casino that they run, the poker chips that they give you, you still have the opportunity to buy something to opt out. You can opt out and be completely private. You can buy Litecoin and just walk away. I mean, you can't carry silver. You can't carry your land. You can't carry all these things, somewhere else if it gets bad enough. But you can go somewhere with cryptocurrency. I mean, because it's an idea like America. And we either give power to it or we don't. And, you know, we just got to make decisions right now in this life. That's where we're at. We've got to decide, you know, where we're going to be. And they don't have power. They really don't. They can say they hire 87,000 IRS agents and pay them $80,000 a year. And it really doesn't matter. They don't have power and sovereignty over you. Only you do.
No, for sure. What is this crap about the Suez Canal getting blocked again?
Probably to create artificial scarcity.
Almost the same.
But that's what they do. They try to control things and,
It's interesting
just create
because
artificial scarcity.
when I looked up the flag behind the former vice president last night, it when I did an image search, it came up and it said evergreen flag.
Well, evergreen's the code name for you know who.
Yeah.
Right?
It was very interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I just look at what happened last night, and I haven't watched the whole speech. I've seen enough clips of it, though, that does not feel like freedom. That does not feel like unity as we were promised. That feels like division. That feels like anti-American thinking. And there was one quote that said, you can't be, I don't even know what it was. Somebody put it in the chat. Insurrection, you can't be for insurrection and be an American, something like that. But it's like, wait a minute, that's how we started. I mean, that's how this nation was formed, because we did not tolerate people who were going to oppress us. I mean, you know, you can call it whatever you want. You can call January 6th whatever you want. It's at some point when a long train of abuses have occurred, you say, no, that's not the ideal for humanity. And you just say enough is enough. And I think this whole thing last night wakes people up. I think it really put, you know, 20% of the people in one camp and 80% of the people saying, wait a minute, this isn't what we signed on for and what we, you know, were raised to believe. But then you look back at what happened in Germany in the 1930s. I mean, it was not the majority, it was the minority. Can't hear me?
Yeah, a little bit. Sorry. It's when we start. It's probably when I brought the Pope up.
Yeah, bring the money back to the papal bank, you know, back to the Vatican
Yes.
by the end of, what was it, September 30th? Bring the money home. Because they know what's going on. They're insiders. I mean, you know, they don't want the money, you know, out there in the banking system, because there's probably going to be something that, you know, a shift, a transition. And they don't want to be a part of that. They want their money. They're going to take possession of the money. Get it there by September 30th, they're saying. This is not me. This is... Lisa's gone. I don't know if you can still hear me, but take possession of your wealth. Get your assets in your possession. The best way to do that is a $60 Litecoin. Litecoin has 84 million coins that exist. There are 330 million people in the United States. You have the ability to get something that, if you distributed that money equally, only 0.25 Litecoin for every American. You can go out right now and get one of them, be 4 times ahead. You can get one of them for about, what, $60? Absolutely unbelievable. And then you can take that offline. You can make that money. It's like cash. Mimble-wimble, privacy. And you don't have to feed into this system. You don't have to feed these vampires anymore. We've got tools on the battlefield that we just have to pick up and we just have to use. And Litecoin Lisa's back. I'm harping on Litecoin. I'm preaching on Litecoin right now. Litecoin
No,
Lisa,
it's good. I just
because
was frustrated.
it's important to make sure that, you know, we don't cave into these people. And everybody's out there frustrated thinking, oh my gosh, you know, and then we get a reprieve. Oh, it's $5.50 a gallon for gas. Oh, now it's only $4.75 or $3.75. Oh, thank you. You know,
Meanwhile, it was less than $2. Yeah.
Yeah. You go back in history. I remember on our honeymoon in Hawaii, I took a picture of the gas station because in 2003 they had gas for $2.39 a gallon, and I'm like, oh my God, look how expensive it is! $2.39 a gallon out here in Hawaii. Absolutely
That's
ridiculous.
Funny.
Yeah, it is. It's silly.
And you thought that was a lot.
And it was a lot at the time. It really was. It was a lot at the time. And that's your purchasing power getting eroded away. You know, they just create money, and that money goes somewhere, and it goes into the things you need. And what they want to do is cut off the supply to the things you need, because it's all about control. Because if it were a free market, you shouldn't have to be told what to do. We all know, what things cost, and they just want to dictate what you can have and what you can't have, because they don't do anything. They don't create anything. They have to control you and make you think a certain way, because 46% of the weapons, the guns that are out there, are owned by Americans. 46% of the guns in the world are owned by Americans. So they can't go to war with us. They know that.
And that's
so they got to convince you and mind control you into thinking a different way. Because
somebody was posting something about that Chinese were landed in Texas. That's the dumbest place to land.
Oh, so you want to fight that battle?
Yeah. If they were going to go in anywhere, it would be California.
Because they'd probably get elected governor.
Libtard land. Yeah. Somewhere where they're like, oh, we don't like guns, because there's this, what's the saying, like,
Lisa's internet has a problem. The saying is, when seconds count, the police are minutes away. So you got to make sure that you can defend your property, defend your castle. And that's why we have the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment's not about hunting. The Second Amendment is about defending your rights from tyranny. Oh, we got a third person coming in here?
No, it's me.
Oh,
I'm just
it's Litecoin Lisa
super
times
pissed
2.
off. Yeah.
See, I told you, there were 2 Litecoin Lisas, and here's the other one trying to get in.
Yeah, but I can't. It will not let me. Oh wait, I can remove it. Okay, but it's still in the background.
There we go.
Running.
It's gone.
Ridiculousness. Anyway.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just frustrating. I know we're all kind of at our breaking point because it is so frustrating. And a lot of us have seen and been here and done that, and like tired of waiting for everyone else to wake up. But when they said the other day that like 82, was it Beatles said 82 or 86% of Americans know what the heck happened with the count.
Yeah.
I think that's the tipping point.
It is. I mean, because, they don't trust their institutions anymore. Most people don't. And why would we? Why would we trust these people who do nothing but lie to us? And it's pretty obvious on the screen, what they're doing. I mean, last night was a perfect example of just, I mean, it's not about unifying people. It's not about freedom. It's not about anything. It's about attacking or finding an enemy to attack. That's not how I am. I don't look around every day and say, well, who's to blame for my life? That's not who we are as Americans. It's about, hey, why don't you leave me alone? Why don't you just leave me alone and let me live my life? I think that's the majority of people in America. Leave me alone to live my life and I'll do fine. When you get involved and you start, trying to take things from me, and you show up at my house and you knock on the door and you say, hey, you did this, let me in and look. No, it's not your property. You got a warrant? No. Okay, get out, because we've got protections in place for a reason. And most people just want to be left alone. I want to be left alone. And then you've got an intrusive government, trying to mess with you. And I think more and more people are realizing that they want to mess with us. They want to take the things that we have. They don't work. They haven't produced anything. All they do is take. They're vampires.
Look at the former vice president hasn't had a job in
exactly.
What did they say, 40 or 60 years or something?
Has he ever worked for somebody else? No,
I don't think
he's
so.
not working for anybody else right now, because he does not follow the people who are employing him. He does not, he just does what he wants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lord, my hair
and it's not even him.
Terrible.
They give him whatever he needs to get through the speech. And he gave a great speech last night, which was a terrible speech, but for him, it was pretty good. Wow, he actually read the teleprompter pretty well last night. That's basically what it came down to. And it's
And
like
Jill
he's not
didn't
pulling
come
the
up and
strings.
physically move him to another
Yeah, right.
location.
Yeah, right.
Like
You know, it's
at
like
the airport
the
the other
Tonight
day.
Show. They got the X on there. You got to stand on the
Yeah.
X, you know, and make sure you're in the right
Yeah,
camera.
she came up behind him and like physically moved him to another location the other day. I was like, stop.
Yeah, they rolled him out.
Okay,
You
so
know,
have
for
you
one
seen
good
this
speech.
Derek Johnson kid?
I don't know. I've been working so much lately. It's ridiculous trying to help people. But anyway, Derek Johnson, who's that?
So there's this kid, Derek Johnson. I say kid. He's a grown man and a veteran, and he deserves a lot of respect. So
Lisa, we got to work on your internet connection. We really do. You don't want to hear me talk. So we're going to wait for the lovely Light Queen Lisa to come back. And there she is.
anyway, I'll share it on. I don't know. I know David Nino Rodriguez is going to have him on, and it's very interesting. So his information is that he's very passionate about what he believes, and he believes very similarly on some things that I believe about what's going on. But I have been told not to, that people need to find their own way, and some people, need to know, that I shouldn't be sharing what my thoughts are all the time on some things. So until now, I guess now it's okay to share this about like what I believe is really going.
And she's gone. Inside, yeah. Yeah, we got to go. Yeah, I got to go here in a little bit. But got to trust yourselves.
Okay, maybe not.
Yeah, not meant to be.
Might not.
I got to take off here in a little bit. I got to walk out on the track, and honor my daughter. She's a senior.
Oh my gosh,
And,
tell her
yeah.
I said congratulations, very proud of her. Everybody trust yourself. You
Absolutely.
know what's going on, and it doesn't matter what reality is, our own perception, but ultimately we protect ourselves. We, the people, are responsible. We need to govern ourselves and our nation and take responsibility so that we can have freedom, right?
Absolutely. In the joke that I want to drop a joke on everybody. It's like, what do you call a lawyer with an IQ over 70?
I've not met one.
Your Honor.
Mm.
You got to think about that one a little bit. It's kind of, like most of my jokes, that I light the fuse and then you think about it later. All right. What do you call a lawyer?
Happy Labor Day,
70?
everyone. Take care.
All right. Love
stay
y'all.
safe.
Hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Stay away from large gatherings.
Yeah.
Be safe.
If
Love
you got
you all.
cash in the bank, get it out. Get it out. Take possession of it. Don't let them control it. Don't let them be the custodians. They're all vampires. Take control of your money. Take control of everything you have. Very important. That's how we transition through this. We don't give them energy. All right. Love you all.
What happens when 90% of the media is controlled or owned by 6 corporations? What happens when those same corporations are operated and controlled by a political ideology? What happens when the news is no longer free from bias? What happens when the news is no longer reliable and independent? What happens when the news is no longer trustworthy? Fact becomes fiction? Fiction becomes fact? When does news become propaganda?